the game, or even over extra time. But yeah, listen, it is what it is. It's not easy to accept it, especially in the matter how. But we take it and we go on.
With the way the game ended, does it feel like a loss?
Yes, a little bit, I think, because I think it was over extra time. I think the inevitable is coming, but I think the referee had a big part in the game today in terms of certain challenges were given a foul and similar didn't. But in the end, it's just disappointing to concede in the last. A very good strike, actually, but a very disappointing one.
What did they do to make it so difficult for you out there?
I think they do the same things that they always do. They're very direct, fight for the first ball, second ball, and obviously we all know that this is their cup final, and they will try to do everything in their power to make it difficult and try and win from us. And we've seen it last year how difficult they made it, and this year you see them scoring in the end. It's obviously a big boost for them, but it's a blow for us.
Speaking of intense, just the final moments of the game, there were a few red cards out on the pitch. Talk us through what you saw and what you can tell us about what happened out there.
Obviously, they saw how they celebrated the goal with all, they have all the right to. But I think Doucouré in the end wanted to provoke our friends. I think that was what I saw, and Curtis didn't think that was the right thing to do. And then obviously you know what happens when someone is... when there is a little tussle, or how you want to call it. I think the ref didn't have the game under control, in my opinion. I said it to him. I don't know what it is, but it is a fact, and both teams had to deal with it. But yeah, listen, it is what it is. Like I said, take the point and move on.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you.
Talk us through your emotions right now. We can see just what this means to you.
Yeah, I mean, early on I got a chance on the edge and I panicked a bit and passed it. Later on I just decided to get myself in the box, dropped, and then just let it go and see what happens.
What a finish though, that you hit that with some power.
A few months ago I spent a bit of time with Jags at our place, and we tried volleying the ball for about an hour and didn't score one goal, so yeah. Amazing to score, and what an amazing night.
Practice makes perfect, mate. So the only question is, I'm going now, mate. Number 6, it's the best goal everyone's going to remember now. Forget mine at Anfield. Last minute equaliser for you at Goodison.
No, we'll go joint top.
Okay,
we'll joint
mate.
top.
Yours
is still amazing.
Phil, was that better than yours? Go on.
I won't say it was better, but he will go down in folklore for that. I've just said to him, and he deserves it. He's played every minute since he's got here. He's put a massive shift in today. Showed some character. I don't know why you're up there last minute, but someone had to.
I just seen the ball going wide, and I thought, last minute, why not? He just managed to fall to me, and then let it rip.
What was that wait like? Because I saw you were actually on your knees on the pitch waiting for that VAR call to find out whether that goal was going to stand.
Yeah, I don't score many. So I thought it would have been typical if it was disallowed. But yeah, a real nice moment, and I'm just pleased.
It was tight.
I had a tough weekend, so it's nice to get one back.
Yeah, what was it like for you waiting to find out as well, Jack?
Well, we were stood by the screen, and I saw the first, and it looked like it was going to be onside, and there was a couple of different angles. But it shows the character. Like I say, we all have tough weekends, defenders and people. We don't get a chance to score the winners, but the equaliser, mate. Well done, buddy.
133 years Goodison Park has been the home of Everton Football Club. This is the final Merseyside derby here, and you've rescued a point in stoppage time with a goal like that, wearing the captain's armband as well. Do you realise that not only are you going to go down in history for that goal, but how happy you have made every single one of these fans in here?
Yeah, I mean, just listen to that. That's amazing, and I don't really remember about this. Please remember it for a draw. I'm just proud of my team tonight because it's a tough game against these. We stuck at it. They didn't create much, and make a goal at the end.
Yeah, Phil, how impressed were you with the way Everton played the whole game today?
Yeah, I was absolutely devastated to have to come on afterwards and explain how you lost the game, to be honest. And thankfully, you've maybe not have to do that. But no, great game plan. You put them under pressure for the whole game. You had the better chances, and thankfully, Captain Marvel stepped up and got the equaliser.
Are you proud of the performance you all put in there as a team tonight?
Sorry, I can't.
How proud are you of the performance you all put in as a team?
Yeah, I really am. It is a tough game, but we worked hard, we restricted them to minimum amount of shots. Disappointed with the way the goals go in, but we're starting to score a few goals now. Thankfully tonight we've got two in the back of the net.
I think you two can enjoy the celebrations. Well done, James. Congratulations.
Cheers, thank you.
Hear more of that later, but breathless, really, not just for 90 minutes, but 96 minutes plus, Michael. Who would have seen that coming just before Tarkowski struck on 96 minutes?
Well, exactly. You thought with Mo Salah's goal, it took the wind out their sails, and it just felt like from here that, you know, that Everton had began to lose a little bit of faith. Martin was still saying there's something going to happen because of the occasion and whatever, but I was sitting there thinking, Liverpool have got this now. And it was a little bit of hit and hope. Big, long, looping ball into the box. A flick on, a challenge. It dropped. So there was nothing really technical in the goal, apart from the finish, which was a thumping finish. But what an end to the game. And it had everything, with red cards, with tempers boiling over. We sensed it at half-time, the tempers were boiling over.
Yes.
And it bubbled again towards the end. Lots of yellow cards within the game. And, of course, couple of red cards to end the game as well.
It looked like it was going to be a low-key defeat for Everton in that final derby showdown at Goodison, and it was anything but in the end.
No, and you know, if you'd have played in that 4-4 game that I played in all those years ago, 4 times we came back from the brink, and I just had that sense of feeling that I think it's going to happen again. I just feel there's going to be a final twist in this great old stadium. The ghosts of yesteryear will return. I'm not a ghost yet, but I'd have been in there. But it was, honestly, as a former Everton player, it was great to see. And of course it helps Arsenal as well. It makes a bit of a contest. At 9 points, you start to find it's very difficult for anybody to catch them. And then you're looking at the fixture lists and thinking, oh, all of a sudden, they look a little bit more difficult when we have to go to the likes of Aston Villa and Newcastle, big games coming up now for Liverpool. Yeah. And that tetchiness was always under the surface. There was so much on this game. You know, for Liverpool to win it, for Everton to scrambling for points, and it kind of bubbled over right at the end. I'm not really that surprised in the end.
Yeah, let's have a look then at that all-important moment, really, that equalising goal from James Tarkowski. You would have been proud of this finish, Martin.
Oh, yes. I mean, I don't think I was ever... Well, maybe for England I scored one like this, but that's another story. Look, they just kept going. It was a difficult ball into the box, and I thought they just couldn't clear it. And I just thought, I wonder if someone's going to do something special, and that was a wonderful finish. It takes the lid off the roof at Goodison. Tarkowski had made the mistake for what looked like a winning goal for Liverpool. And then they had that agonising wait. Again, I was quite confident. I know Michael's a bit of a specialist in this area, but I was saying, no, he's onside. And that's how it turned out. It took quite a while to get there in the end. But I think it was a draw, this match. I didn't see a winner in it. Tetchy affair. And it's nice that, I think, 41 victories apiece.
In the head-to-heads.
In the head-to-heads at Goodison. And maybe that's the right and proper thing that's happened in the end.
Yeah, it was an amazing finish. Plenty of pace, goalkeeper no chance. And the drama of VAR.
It almost prolonged it, didn't it?
But Everton got a double celebration out of it, didn't they? It was good. And again, obviously, I'm a Liverpool supporter, but I thought it was a fair result. I didn't think there was loads of quality in the game, even though it had all of, great ingredients of a derby. I didn't think there was loads of quality on show, but 2-2, 4 goals, sending offs, everything about the game. So it was a great watch.
But Everton certainly asked a lot of the questions in terms of attacking play in that second half.
Yeah, Doucouré has a fantastic opportunity. He's almost trying too hard. Ahead of that, he glances wide. And you start to look and think, OK, twists and turns are going Liverpool's way, opportunities that are not being taken. And the game looked like it was beyond them. So to score in the manner they did will feel like a victory for Everton.
I was just going to ask you that. Is that in the dressing room right now, as the jubilation, the celebrations, as if they've just won that game?
Well, 10 points that they've picked up in the last 4 games. It's almost enough now to
just won that game.
Well, 10 points that they've picked up in the last 4 games. It's almost enough now to take them from 17 points to 27. They're alongside Spurs in the table. They're feeling now that they're definitely going to that new stadium. Yeah. And boy, we're in the Premier League.
They've got injuries to 2 of their centre forwards. But in general, I look at the squad and think it's definitely a Premier League outfit. I don't think they should be mixing it with the bottom 3. They've got an unbelievable crowd, stadium, buzz about the place. I mean,
We have to credit David Moyes.
Yeah, it's quite frustrating if you're an Everton fan to see you down there. And of course, David Moyes has come in and it's lit the old spark, let's say.
Yeah.
Because again, you know, going back to even when I was playing, nobody liked going to Goodison. I mean, it was such a tough place to go. All the things that we spoke about before the game. So I think, don't get me wrong, I don't think this run will continue. I don't think they're going to be getting 10 points from 12 all the way through the season, every 4 games. However, that little, you know, burst of points that they've got in the last 4 games has probably shot them to safety already.
If this game was to have been played on its original date over 2 months ago, would you have seen something like that tonight?
No way. Absolutely no way. I mean, I'm just looking at Lindstrom and Jake O'Brien, who, apart from the goal they concede where there's a bit of a lack of awareness, I'm looking at him thinking, well, he should have been in the team because the skill set he has, he's quick, he's strong, he's 6'5". He's playing right back, really, not by design, by the manager deciding, do you know what, I want proper defenders in here. And then Lundstrom is doing a really good job in front of him. Without those two tonight, I don't think they'd have got a result.
Agree, Michael?
Yeah, I mean,
that might not have been the case.
Changed slightly. Decore goes up alongside to press, and they block the middle of the pitch, and they send you down the sides. On the right-hand side of the pitch, it's often a man-for-man situation. So it's slightly different on the right to the left.
Yeah.
And Jai getting injured as he did, though, is a huge blow because he's interpreted the manager's new messages really very well. So it's almost as well they've got the 10 points now because they are limping over the line. And Gala injured as well, out for the rest of the season. Calvert-Lewin out for a good period.
Of the game, Rio. I mean, you've just come down from the gantry up there. Is your head still spinning?
Oh, what a crazy! You asked us to give it in one word, like carnage, crazy. I mean, it was a fitting end almost. If you want us to leave in this place, a last derby here, last game under the lights. And to finish like that with all of the scenes afterwards, I mean, we're not promoting any like kind of angst and bad behaviour, but it was just loads of different narratives throughout the game that just contributed to a great spectacle and just showcased Premier League football in a way that you don't really see anywhere else in that sense.
David Moyes and Macca called it a throwback.
Yeah, it was. I said that on commentary. It's an old school football match, and there was grit, there was determination. In these games, these guys know better than me in a Merseyside derby. That these fans here won't allow you to kind of go in at 99%. Everything's got to be 100 mile an hour, full commitment, and we got that today. And there was moments of class when we saw the goals in this game.
And who says you have to win a game by playing beautiful football all the time? Get to your principles. We've always had teams that have upset the big boys by being aggressive and being long and fight and, you know, pulling your shirt and standing on your toes. We've had that all. You do what you've got to do. Certain clubs have huge amounts of finances more than the others, earn 10 times more than others. Others have to get to that level. And whether it's you have a smaller pitch or don't water the pitch or you fight, that's what happens. There's plenty of ways to skin a cat, isn't there? And sometimes you just have to get a result. And Everton done that today, and you can't necessarily have a go at them for what happens. This is what they had to do to get into this game, and they've done that.
Virgil van Dijk said he felt like Abdoulaye Doucouré provoked the Liverpool fans at the end. That kind of started that whole scrap off the pitch at the end.
He did.
And Curtis Jones then reacted.
You can't really defend what obviously they both have done. Obviously, there's a lot of emotion gone into the game. Obviously, Doucouré is very happy to get the equaliser. Curtis Jones, local lad, he's obviously gone to defend his team, and as it stands, both of them will be without a player come the weekend.
Do you know what? I think going against opposition fans, I don't think it's wrong in I don't know. It's
the abuse sometimes they give you, the abuse they can give you, it's a one-way streak. So I agree with you sometimes, as long as you're not going to start a riot. The fact of the matter is, it is a local derby.
That's the problem. I think the difference is when it's a local derby, there's a difference. You don't like them. I get that. But then there's a respect almost there. And you know that you're lighting the torch paper if you go over near them. And that's what happened today. So that's where I think you draw the line. I think other games you can do that because it's a bit of banter. But this is a bit more when it's a Merseyside derby.
He's got 37,000 of his own fans to go and clap and cheer and celebrate with, to go over and antagonise. And actually, it was only going to end.
Have you never done that with opposition supporters?
Well, no, I don't think so at the end of a game. And also, you always know.
Just checking.
You always know that something negative is going to come out of it. And David Moyes just lost them. He played well today, but actually he's lost them now for the next game. So if they go and lose next game, what a stupid decision.
I get that, but sometimes it's emotion. Sometimes you want maturity, but sometimes in games like this where it means so much, again, this is the last game going to be here as a derby, you can understand why that emotion does overflow sometimes. But I was in a situation, I said it in commentary, Balotelli done this with the Man United fans at Wembley after a big game. I was incensed, I ran over, we got into a bit of a melee. So I understand what Curtis Jones is feeling and thinking in that moment. But again, it adds to the drama. We're here.
Talking point, isn't it?
So it's a massive talking point.
Arne Slot as well was remonstrating with the referee at the end of all that. He's got himself sent off at the end as well. His first experience of the Merseyside derby, Mac. He wanted cool heads.
There's one in 6 weeks' time. Wait till that happens at Anfield. I mean, that would be brilliant. But yeah, he was incensed, wasn't he, with the... I think the equaliser, he thought it was a foul because you see him on the touchline. And I do think Michael Oliver lost control of the game today. I really do. I think a lot of the second yellows and the red cards were just, but I just didn't think he had a firm grasp of the game today, the occasion, the magnitude, how aggressive it was going to be. I did think he lost a little bit of control, honestly. But, I mean, whether the manager thinks it was a foul or not, it hasn't been given and the goal stood.
I think that's what he was alluding to there. You saw when the goal went in, the pictures that we had were fantastic of him once the ball went in the net and his head fell off immediately. He was doing that with the shove. So he was obviously on the pitch trying to tell the referee, listen, how have you not seen that? But obviously there's a line, and Michael Oliver said, listen, you've gone past it and I have to give you a red card.
You were absolutely gutted in the second half, Phil, because it looked like Liverpool were going to take all 3 points. They got a point in the end, though, thanks to Mo Salah, who didn't have his best night, but that's what he is. He's a game changer, a goal and an assist.
Well, I think he got voted man of the match.
He did.
And he probably had 10 touches in the game, but so critical to this team. But yeah, I was devastated. I was walking down, ready to do obviously the post-game comments, and I was sort of lost for words because Everton did exactly what they needed to do for the majority of the game, and we're losing 2-1. And I think we spoke about this goal. I think obviously we all agree. Sometimes you're going to get a shout from your keeper. He's got to leave it. Tarky. If he was to watch this now, the ball's not even going into anyone in the middle. It's the goalkeepers all day. You'd like to think Jordan shouted keepers. You know, if you look afterwards, he looks very, very frustrated. But, you know, Johnny on the spot, it comes to him straight away, and it's never going to go anywhere else.
It's actually a really nice finish with his weaker foot, touch with his left, hit with his right. And, you know, as you said, it was fitting for Mo. He gets a goal and assist, he gets player of the match, and people talk about him. And unfortunately, everything at the end of it has taken over the results of the game. Liverpool got a good point today because it was a really tough game. They got a good point. They've gone 7 clear. You know, it's still a wonderful position to be in. Liverpool the fans will be frustrated. They'll almost feel as if this was a loss tonight because of what happened. Sending off, last-minute equaliser, should it have been a foul, etc., etc. But actually, the 7 clear, they're sitting pretty. They got Wolves at home at the weekend. They just need to go there.
But then they've got Villa, then they've got City, then they've got Newcastle.
But everybody plays everybody, Linz, don't they?
Even with Arsenal's injury problems, will they be looking at that run of games that Liverpool have got, and will that just give them a little bit more hope?
If we can do that, then hopefully we'll go over the line.
And I think that's 9 goals in your last 3 Premier League games here. Just how has that changed the mood, and how well have you harnessed the crowd to be able to get more going forward?
Well, I think like Steve and Jags especially will be able to tell you that this has never been an easy ground for him to come and play, but it's always a great ground if you get the crowd behind you. And maybe there's been a bit where the crowd and the players have not been quite matched up over in recent periods, and partly because of the hard times which they've had. It's been difficult for supporters here to accept it as well. But I think now there's beginning to get a growing sort of bit with the supporters and the players again, beginning to get back together. You get, the crowd tonight was magnificent. It really was fantastic.
They enjoyed their celebrations in front of Steve at the end there as well. On a more negative note, unfortunately, going forward, obviously Decore was sent off at the end there as a second yellow card, but also earlier, Iliman Ndiaye, who's been so good for you, went off. It looked quite bad, David. Can you give us an update?
Well, at the moment they're going to check. I mean, I think he went and I think he's maybe opened his knee, but we're not sure yet. That was the feeling at the time that he'd done something to his knee. But I'm disappointed with Dukes because, you know, we need him, you know, and we can't afford. We're down on numbers at the moment, and even if Illy's hasn't, and we're still waiting in others to come back. So, you know, we've got to be careful what we do. And you know, sometimes in these games the boys will tell you more than ever, discipline's never easy. Because of the way the game goes, and tonight was a game quite easy that sending offs could have happened.
And now you've lived it. Before you go, can you just give me one word to describe the final Merseyside derby?
One word's not enough. One word's not enough.
I was thrilled with getting a point out of the game. And I've said it before, at the moment we're not quite ready to compete against Liverpool on the levels they are. But maybe on one-off occasions we'll be able to do it, maybe like nights like this. But when we move to a new stadium, I hope we can continue to give the same atmosphere and the same feeling of a difficult place to come and play.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed that tonight, David. Thanks for coming
Thank
out
you.
to talk to us.
Good to see you, lads. Good to see you.